As I mentioned in the previous video, the first feature of our app is scheduling gym classes. The instructor should be able to do that. And for this, we first need a way to assign roles to our users. Each user is either an instructor, a member, or an admin. There are multiple ways of assigning roles and authorizing the tasks that they can perform on our app. We can create multiple tables and use many-to-many relationships to assign roles, then use gates and policies, or we can use third-party packages to manage authorization. What method you choose depends on the complexity of the app and the flexibility needed in the future. Our app is not very complicated, so what we will do is, we can simply add a column role in our users table, which will be a string. This can be instructor, admin, or member. Now let's create a migration to add this column to the users table. Open terminal, sale, artisan, make migration, add role to users table. Open this up, and here our table users is already pre-filled. Table, string, role. And here we can give a default value, and the default can be member. Alright, let's run the migration. Yeah, and reversing, we'll have to drop the column. So drop column, this is role. Yeah, and now we can run the migration, sale, artisan, migrate. Okay, go to table plus, go to users, and verify that the role is here. Let me pull this to my left, just for convenience, right here. And since the default is member, all three users have got that role. Let me change this manually to instructor, and this to admin. Commit the changes. Now just adding this role column does nothing. Any user that logs in will still be redirected to a common dashboard. That is what we need to change first. We need 3 different dashboards, one for each type of user. So head over to the terminal and create a dashboard controller. Sale, artisan, make controller. And what's the name of the controller? We want to call it dashboard controller. What type of controller? Let's say invocable, because we only need one method. Now this controller's job is only to redirect a user to their respective dashboard based on the rule. These are also called single action controllers because they only have one action. Here we need to check the user role and redirect them accordingly. So switch and take in auth user role. And then if it's an instructor, do something. If it's a member, something else. And if it's an admin, something else. Case instructor, case member, case admin, and default, maybe you could redirect it to login or something. So here, okay, I have a typo, instructor. So if the role is instructor, redirect to a named route. That is, we don't have this route yet, but we're going to create it soon. Instructor.dashboard. And then instead, if the role is member, redirect to member dashboard. If the role is admin, redirect to admin dashboard. By default, you can probably redirect to login. Now let's create these routes in the web.php file. Copy the default dashboard route and paste it 3 more times. Get instructor/dashboard, view instructor.dashboard. Again, we don't have this view ready, but we're going to create it in a minute. Name can be instructor.dashboard. So I'm going to do the same to the other two as well. Member/dashboard, member.dashboard, member/dashboard, dot. And here admin/dashboard, view is admin.dashboard, and name is admin.dashboard. We're not really checking if the users are verified, so we can remove this on all 4 routes. Okay, now let's create the views. Within resources, views, create 3 new directories. Let's call them instructor. Create a new folder, member, and another folder for admin. Copy this dashboard view and paste it within all 3, admin, instructor, and member. The only things we change is we just say, hey member, so that we'll know if it's working right. Here we say, hey instructor, and here we say, hey admin. And finally, in the web.php routes, when a user comes to the dashboard route, they should be redirected accordingly, which is handled by the controller. So change this to dashboard controller. And since it's a single action controller, we don't have to specify any method here. Alright, this should work. So let me go to localhost and try to log in as a member first. Shruti@example.com. Login, and perfect. It says hey member, and note that the URL is also member/dashboard. Let me log out and try as an instructor instead. Login, and yes, I see hey instructor. The URL is the same as well. So now we can go back and we can delete this general dashboard view. Delete the dashboard blade file. We don't need that anymore.